Hey
Hey
man,
there, how are you
Hi.
doing?
good.
Thank
How
you
are
so much for
you?
your time. Very well, very well. Very excited to talk to you guys about Prey. Um,
Awesome.
Dan, I'm going to start with you. So pretty much everyone is trying to talk Naru out of becoming a hunter. And I was wondering, when it comes down to your career as a filmmaker, how did you make sure you never allow anyone to talk you out of your journey as a storyteller?
Yeah, in that way, this is very autobiographical. Not necessarily because people were trying to talk me out of it, but because I was. And that's one of the ways I ended up deciding on being a director was in desperately trying to be anything but, because there's not really a a hierarchy. There's not really a ladder to climb to being a director, but in all the other roles on a film set, there's a little bit of a ladder to climb.
Yeah.
So I really tried desperately to do all of those other things and just found myself to be not good at any of them. Um, and 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 I knew in my heart that directing was the thing for me, just much as Nadu believes that what she's capable of and feels that this is what she's meant to do, despite all of the impossible odds and opposition that she faces. So,
Yeah.
and I think all of us, sometimes that spark gets lit by the naysayers, be it a teacher when you're a little kid, a parent or sibling, a friend. On this movie, there were some people that in my personal life, they're like, oh, that you're never going to be able to make that or whatever it is. And in the back of your head, you're almost making it for that. Like, I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to say, no, actually, it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to show you how, you know? So that to me, I found to be the most relatable thing about this character, this movie.
Right. And Jane, Naru is constantly underestimated by her own people, which makes her even more dangerous, as she says herself in the film. And I was wondering if you do remember like a specific moment in your career as a producer where you kind of felt like that other industry people are kind of underestimating your abilities and what you can deliver as a storyteller.
Oh, interesting. I don't think it's really underestimating my abilities, but I think underestimating just the Native American content
Yeah.
and what Native people are, because as Dan has expressed before, Native people are usually the villains. We're not the hero, and very rarely is our language used. So like I think that this movie really kind of rocks. I say rocks the paradigm that has already been set by Hollywood, because it does so many different things with the Native content. So in my career, I think that I've really, because I'm a producer and I happen to be Native American, I am Comanche, just like Nadu, and an enrolled member of the Comanche Nation. I think it's really important that cultural content, always takes like a precedent. I feel like in other films, people, oh, we want to make our, we need to have natives or whatever, but it's never like thought through the whole way.
Yeah.
And I think this film really does that. It really kind of takes it to the next step, levels it up in all ways. Even in the characters, because let me just tell you, I've read numerous scripts where you have like the non-native characters are Susie and John and Bill, and then you have the native characters in there, Indian 1, Indian 2, Indian 3, and I'm just like, okay, so like
Oh
we
man.
don't have names. Why can't we have names?
Right.
So just in the fact that like all of our core casts that you see that are part of this hunting party, they all have names, they all have identities, and that's just like, it seems so easy. And it seems like so simple, but it just really is something that hasn't really existed before.
Absolutely. Dan, last question to you. Naru always says that she is ready to become a hunter, and her own people are saying, "Are you ready?" And I was wondering, whenever you take on a new challenge, like taking over the Cloverfield or taking over the Predator franchise with Prey, how do you know you are 100% ready for that next big challenge before actually starting working on it?
Um, I guess you never really know for sure that you're ready. But as long as, I mean, the thing that informs everything is having the core idea. As long as you have like, I know that I want the movie to feel this way,
Mhm.
then everything that comes at you, like even in this film in particular, like finding locations was incredibly challenging because the script was like exterior forest day for the entire time. And you can only look at so many trees, you know, and go like, I don't know, should we shoot those trees or should we shoot those trees? But when you think about what's the center of all of this, what's the soul of this that we're trying to articulate, it really helps make all those decisions. So, you know, like, okay, I want this scene to feel this way. So what if we had the trees burnt out and filled with smoke and ash? And so this felt like we're in the darker period of the film compared to the beginning where it's, you know, sunsetty and whatever. Like you start to really focus yourself, even if you did not know from the get-go how you would solve those problems, as long as you have that initial core, it really helps everything that follows.
Awesome. Seriously, Dan, Jhane, thank you so much for your time today. Obviously, all the best with Prey and see you soon.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Great to
Appreciate
meet
it.
you.